Hello, beautiful beings. I hope you guys are doing so well. Welcome to the live. I haven't been live in a hot minute, and I just woke up. I grounded myself, and I was like, I love doing readings and videos when I wake up. So I'm super excited to be here with you to hold space. Today, we're going to be going over the March Spring Equinox, which is actually tomorrow. So it's March 20th all the way to March 21st. So this is kind of the peak of when the equinox is. And we'll be going over what you need to know about the March equinox as well as just all the things. So I'm so excited. I hope you guys are excited as I am to be live. It's early. It's 10 a.m. for a Saturday. That's early. Let's get some burning going. Hello. Let me know if you're here live with us. I'm sure some of you will pop on. And for those who watch the recording, that's amazing. If it's your first time here, hello. I'm Shika. And this is a space for conscious community, shadow work, healing, and expanding with the shadows. So I'm really excited. Good morning. Hello, hello. I'm so excited. So nice to see you. Yeah, it is considered New Year's in astrology. That is true. This is like kind of for me, I feel like there are two. There's specifically for this year. Usually for me, every year around this time is like kind of the New Year season because we're entering into spring and we're just like leaving out of this like the space of hibernation of winter, of releasing that space. And I think that's one thing that is so important is understanding that we are in this space of moving into new beginnings, and that's what the spring equinox. I actually really like spring equinox. It's probably one of my favorite times of the year because as a Scorpio, I'm really always doing shadow work. So this is an opportunity to move out of that and to really come into our own space. So hi Anise. Hello, hello, Grand Rising. My birthday's tomorrow. Happy birthday. First live. Anyone's first live, let me know. I love hearing that's your first live. That's amazing. Love, love, love it. Okay, so let's start with some reading. So, the first thing you need to know about this March spring equinox, March 20th to 21st, is that what was coming up in this space is for us to do some spring cleaning energetically. So, I'm going to pull out some cards as we chat. So then you can kind of have more of a visual. I know a lot of you do enjoy that. Your Scorpio moon, amazing. The Scorpio sun, Leo moon, and a rising Capricorn. So I got quite an interesting mix. Let me know what yours are down below as well. So what we're seeing right now, I don't know about you guys, but we just had the Virgo full moon. We're still in the peak of the Virgo full moon, even entering into spring equinox. So not only are we getting that layer of, the full moon energy, but then we're also going into really being pushed into what are we cleaning out physically out of our life. So Virgo, as I mentioned, if you want to learn more about it, I have a video on what you need to know about the Virgo full moon. But in short, it's all about understanding how we release the perfection that we have on ourselves from this past 12 months and really looking into spring last year where we were and what intentions we had that didn't feel fully aligned and where we're going moving next. Keeping in mind also that we're kind of in the middle point in between the Aries new moon that's coming up as well. So there's a lot of astrology going on. This is why whenever people are always like, oh my gosh, like you're really into making your business based on, the moon and astrology. And I say, yeah, because our body is over 70% water. So when we look at the moon, it's shown scientifically, but also energetically that the moon affects the ocean. So if we take that to that consideration, like imagine the energies, the emotions that our body's moving through every single month with every new moon and full moon. It's crazy. So spring cleaning all of those, that talk that's coming into our mind that's not allowing us to change And we're really thinking about, oh, it's not a perfect plan, so I can't make those changes just yet, right? So not holding on to that fear through the imperfections that this Virgo full moon is bringing for us. So let's pull some cards. I'm going to pull this deck, which I know you guys love. It's one of my favorite decks, to be honest. So let's see what we have. Okay, so we got two beautiful cards. So Hermit and Teacher, and I love this because I've been feeling like this, and I know a lot of you have also been feeling this way. Hermit, retreat and recharge. So like anything, because we have this crossover with the Virgo full moon and also the March spring equinox, what this equinox is calling us is to still recharge our energy, to really recharge in the sense of our surrounding. So making sure that we are being tested on the people we've connected with during these hard times in winter and through the last few months. And now it's like, are these people going to go with us in these changes in this new venture that we're going to be going through? The next few weeks are going to be really emotional in the sense of like, I think a lot of people are going to be in shedding state. I know for myself, I'm in shedding, which basically means that you want to just come into yourself and you don't want to spend so much time with people around you, because right now you're just kind of like, I'm coming out of my hole. I'm slowly testing the waters. So some of you are kind of scared to let people see those changes within you. And that's what's causing you to be so hermit during the spring equinox. So this equinox is calling us to be like, okay, we need to balance between recharging and hermiting, but then also know that it's not just spring equinox that we hermit. It's not just the full moon in Virgo that we hermit or we take care of ourselves. How can we incorporate in our everyday life some new habits of change that can make sure that we're not always burnt out? If there's one thing that we've learned, like I mentioned many times the past 2 years, is that we can't be constantly living on a life of fear and a life of anxiety that something's going to be taken away from us. And I think all of us have had that experience the past couple of years. It feels like it's like overwhelming. And I know even for myself, I was like, wow, it feels like we're getting that freedom that we've been working for, that healing that we've been working for, but yet I'm still exhausted. So just knowing that as we shed, we need that time to integrate that energy. So I'm actually going to read the Hermit because I love this card. This card comes up a lot when going through shadow work, which is a big thing with the spring equinox. It's like we're kind of seeing the full circle of our shadow work. Take time to rest and recuperate in order to continue your growth and benefit from the information that will come directly from your heart space. So, when we can be in a space of connectiveness and alignment, this is where we can really offer that space. And again, hermit mode also is bringing silence in our thoughts. So, in the sense of we are in the space of silence to really go inwards and say, okay, what needs to be changed for us to feel a little bit lighter emotionally, mentally in our environment? When we can honor that, then we can really start to seed, which is what spring equinox really means. It's the balance of seeding things while also cleaning up things in our life. It's the balance of what spirit has been showing you through angel numbers or through signs to clean up your act and stop procrastinating on certain things, but also how can you also be in the space of rest? It's not to overwork all the time and then forget all the things you have to, the time you need for space for yourself to integrate all the release that's happening on an emotional and shadow level. It's all about balance, and that's the equinox. It's the light and the darkness. It's that equinox that we're going out from that darkness and going into the light, that transition. Great teacher, learn from experiences. So during spring equinox, a lot of you have shared in astrology is usually around the time of the end of the year. So like March is considered the end of the year and a lot of other calendars as well. So with the spiritual experiences, it's saying that your past year has been a teacher on its own. So all of the hardships, the dark times, the good times, the in between, you have been your own spiritual teacher, because every person and experience has been a reflection of your own energetics, your own energy, your own thoughts, your own um, manifestations, whether it was a conscious awareness or not. So now it's time for you to reflect and see, what are some things that I manifested that I didn't feel aligned with? What are some things that I manifested that didn't happen? And now is my time to be more specific. Am I in a match for me to receive the things that I'm manifesting in this way? And how can I spring clean my environment, my energy, or do the work that I need to do in order for me to be in that alignment? We also have the dove here, which is really beautiful. It's the representation of love. So let's read this card and tap into the energy of the great teacher. Great teacher, where are you? Here, there you sit. Okay. So, the great teacher, know that what is happening around you is divinely inspired. Learn from your current experiences, then share them with others. So, for some of you guys who are being called to be more in your leadership, this is a space where it's calling you to use your experiences for you to kind of understand where you need to grow that space of teaching people. Hey everyone, so nice to see you. Yes, crying on off, but it is a mixture of joy and release. Yes, I feel that 100%. This week has been tears, has been happiness, guys. Like it's been a mixture of everything. And so I wanted to sit and chat with you. I feel like I'm kind of in this space of like a beautiful journey of the dark night of the soul, where I'm going deep into my soul to venture parts of me to come up into a volcano. And I know that sounds really cryptic, but that's the feeling that I felt as I go into this energetic expansion. And the spring equinox is kind of reminding me and reminding all of us that we are coming to the end of it, and it is going to be much lighter moving forward. So we're going to have a bit of some emotional releases, but then just know that we can be happy and we can also cry and be sad at the same time. Don't judge ourselves for feeling both emotions and why we don't have it all together and whatnot. The spring equinox is reminding us that we can still work towards being more clearer on what we want moving forward, but then we can also be shedding things from last year for us to change. So this card is really inspired by the tradition that represents, this feeling of a closet, like feeling that your spiritual journey in your expansion of what you've done in the past year has not been so clear. But now moving forward as the spring equinox, it's all about demonstrating being spiritual in the sense of everything is divine, and divine is teaching us something in that moment. So I know a lot of the times, because I do a lot of angel number videos and such, a lot of you have shared that you sometimes overanalyze. I'm getting this number and this number and this number, and I want to do more fun reels on Instagram about that, because it's just, I find there's so many moments that things channel and I'm like, this would be a really funny kind of meme or you know share with you guys. But this is all about understanding that through you, the higher power of the divine is being channeled. You are a channeled conduit to what you are expanding to and to your soul lessons in this life. So as you go through that, bring joy, bring gratitude when you see those signs during the spring equinox. And this brings me to the next part of what you need to know about the spring equinox on March 20th to 21st is what old beliefs need to leave your life. And Spirit is saying to stop complaining on what isn't working for you. Focus on your desire is pulling out of you and pulling within you. So what came through this channel is that, in our belief systems, Spirit's kind of pushing us. They're shedding things, they're taking things away through the environment of our being, because like I said, with the full moon in Virgo, this is very important in connection with the March spring equinox. So when we look at the Virgo energy, it's like we are being stripped away from this space of shame, this space of perfectionism in whatever way that it's been coming up into our life. And in doing that, Spirit's saying, stop complaining, because this is us. Like, this is something we've been holding for so long. This is an energy that we've been, you know, holding back to shed. And it's almost like I said, like that volcano, we're getting to the point where the lava is heating up. And now Spirit's saying, give yourself permission to stop focusing on what isn't working for you through those changes and how things are not flowing exactly as they are meant to be, because they are meant to be. And sometimes spirit could also be protecting us. That's something I want to share with you. When things don't happen the way they're meant to, they can be protecting us from something that could have happened otherwise. So I think that's really huge. Let's pull out some cards because I feel like the oracle cards are speaking to me to pull. And let's figure out if there's some more information that spirit wants to share on, complaining and just tuning into our desire and our being. Okay, so we got the observer and we got the poised. So the answer is so direct with this message. We can observe what is coming up through us without reacting out of pain or out of projecting that pain onto others. And we can allow ourselves to still do shadow work with grace. And when I say grace and the word poise comes in here, because what I'm trying to say is, if we have a mental perspective that life is ups and downs, that changes are going to happen, that we don't really actually get fully comfortable. And I'm going to let you sit with that. Spring is about discomfort. It's time for things to change in your life. It's about moving those spiritual practices that have not been working for you and finding new ones. It's about understanding that you want to go to the gym, but obviously getting a gym membership and telling yourself to schedule it in is not working for you. So find something fun to do, like dancing, or going to a spinning class, or putting music in your house and just moving your body the way that it feels it wants to move. Or maybe you want to make more money and that's something that's coming up for you. Instead of complaining about how much you don't have, let's focus on what you do have, and in doing that you can expand how much you receive through the focus of what you do have. So it's all about understanding that we can still feel what is there, right? We can still feel and observe what we feel we lack, what we want to desire more. And that's what the spring equinox is about. It's that balance. But in doing that, you have to ensure that you're holding space to be in gratitude and poise. You can't just stop the whole experience of life, the whole journey of your soul, just because there's something that isn't here right now. And this brings us into patience, and goes back to also commitment. Stop procrastinating, is Spirit's what's saying, and with all the angel numbers, and observe what we're trying to tell you to change. Stop procrastinating and just focus on what you can give gratitude to on the day of March 20th, to be a reminder to get you out of that dark space. And I'm telling you, it really is going to be really powerful realization for some of you, of noticing, okay, this is what I need to be in the space of desire while releasing the space of fear. I can do both. I don't have to isolate one or the other. I can do both. And this is what brings me to the next part of what you need to know about the March 20th to 21st, 2022 spring equinox, is that with this is a perfect time to connect to your higher self and to get a bigger picture of the next steps that your soul is meant to do and what is hiding behind all the things you're preventing yourself from changing. So here it's like we're looking at the bigger picture. We're not just looking at, oh, I want to bring more money. I want to have a soulmate. Like, we're looking at what life we want to create, what life overall we want to desire, even if it's not in our physical form just yet. So this is a great time to create a new vision board. I do have a video on a vision board if you're interested in that, and actually have it in your space where you can look at it and put it in your space here. That's a great time to do this for spring equinox. And share with me. I love to see you guys on Instagram. Tag me if you do a vision board, because I need to redo mine. Mine needs to be updated. Half of the stuff I've already manifested. So this is a reminder for me as well. I need to do my vision board maybe this weekend and really bring in what I'm calling in, to get excited again about the changes and understand why I need to get rid of these very difficult cords towards certain relationships, towards certain belief systems, karma, whatever needs to be let go. And this time is a great time to also clear karma. That's been coming up a lot through the healings I've been doing, but also just the messages I've been getting. It's like almost like spirits doing a full karma cleanse in the world, karmically, ancestrally. It's like this full, like, clearing, cleaning that's happening. But understanding that spirit comes halfway, you need to meet them the other way. Divine comes halfway, you need to meet the other way. So just making sure that really is something that you're focusing on. So we got 3 cards, which is for this specific point. So peace is a huge part. So I think where we're going with this, and I love this egg because it reminds me of the cosmic egg, which the cosmic egg, if we think about it, is a representation of the world as your oyster. It's the world card, is equivalent to tarot. So with this card, it's really just saying, and we have a dove again. The dove energy has been following us through every single card. So just keeping that in mind, maybe even looking up the dog. So dog, I have dog in my head because I just looked at dog videos. The dove, spirit animal, what it means to you, what it feels to you, what resonates. And that's been something that's been flowing through. So a lot with like love, a lot with the essence of peace, which is what the dove represents, an inner peace of self when we step out of that perfectionism and just take that leap into change, even if we don't know and we don't do it perfectly. And the piece that's happening here is knowing that if we can connect more with our higher self, we can be our true compass to our changes. So your higher self's kind of wanting you to connect. They're literally like sitting in a beautiful throne with a whole, like, pearls around them. They have like their crown, a beautiful outfit. They're just waiting for you to be like, hey, I'm waiting for you. Can you ask me what you need support with? I need you to help. I'm going to help you. We're going to do spring amazingly. And there's flowers everywhere. They're just in this beautiful temple. That's the vision I have when I look at peace. And there's flowers and there's just like beautiful orchard. Like, it's a beautiful space. So what is the peace that you need to find within yourself and connect with your higher self to guide you with those changes and the strength that you need for those changes? Also, remember, we're doing a lot of karmic cleaning and ancestral. So your ancestors are also in the other corner saying, hey, in this beautiful temple space, in this beautiful castle space, being like, hey, we're here to support you too. We want to help you out as well. So, this is a perfect time to really get the bigger picture, to just check in and say, hey, higher self, where are we going with all this? What is my intention? Is my ego kind of being a little too overwhelmed and like scared of the change? Is it that I'm feeling this fear or shame that's coming up from, what Virgo's pulling out of me? What's Virgo's stripping out of me for me to step into the new version of myself? What are these new intentions that I'm calling in for spring and coming out of my hermit mode into the space of world? I'm here. I've been cloaked the whole time. I've been in my own world. I'm ready to be seen. And even saying that word, is being seen get you nervous? Is saying those words get you scared or nervous about that? And if it does, I encourage you to sit with that. When was a time that you felt uncomfortable to be seen? When was a time that the idea of seen of self is something that made you worried? Hello, all the new people. So nice to see you all here. Where is that time of being seen that comes in? And then this brings me to community. So spring is all about new connections. So during spring equinox, this is a great time to call in some new people in your space. And when you can have a bigger vision with your higher self, I love this. When you can come and connect with your higher self and get that bigger vision, then it makes it so much easier to tap into that desire and understand, okay, this is why we're going this way. This is why these things need to change. This is why I need to disconnect the cord with this relationship. This is why I need to connect this memory from an experience that happened years ago that's coming back in my field. I'm ready to heal it. So then I can open my heart more to myself and my future soulmate. This is why, spirit is tightening my wallet a little bit more, because I need to really sit down with myself and say, what is my relationship with money? Is it scarcity? Because my wallet's saying that scarcity energy is all in there. Is it that I want to start a business? Okay, have I really sat down with it? Or am I just so scared that I won't be able to create the same income that I have working at a full time job right now? And that's really scaring me. And that's all I'm focusing on. You know, is it that I'm over outgrowing my relationships? That's a huge thing that's been coming up for spring equinox. We're starting to notice that as we come out of our hole, out of hermit mode, slowly and balancing those spaces, that the people we once knew are just not the same. And that's okay. That doesn't mean that what has changed within you is wrong. So spring equinox is about, being seen as your new version of yourself, being seen as your higher self, being seen as these new changes, and not being afraid to speak your truth with those same people that knew you, a year ago, and how you changed. And I think there's a lot of connotation around change being bad. And change isn't bad. It's only bad if we allow ourselves to hold on what we're going to be missing from it. But when we miss something, it means that we enjoyed a part of it. And when we miss something, it's the other end as well, the shadow end. It also means that we're scared of losing something because we feel we're so dependent on it. And that's why Spirit's saying, stop complaining on depending on this, and like own your power, reclaim that power in this new version of yourself, in this new energy, in this new beginning in the spring equinox. So really tapping into that. And that's why community is so important. We have the 8 number that's here, and I'm pointing it out because I've been seeing so many 8s. I don't know if anyone else has what numbers you've been seeing. Let me know. I have a whole playlist on angel numbers here for you guys. Um, but community has been really big. So when we can have a strong community, even if it's just one friend that's been with you through this whole change, through this whole expansion, stick with that person and let them be that person that's going to help and support you, that's going to ground you and have you have that confidence. And there's also the unseen world as well. We have our guides that are also always willing to hold space for you. Whew, I love that. So let's go into chaos and conflict. I love this card. It really. Okay, so let me just share this. Buckle our seats. Let's get into it. The 3-3 angel number here on this card. So sometimes we need chaos and confusion to understand what we want. Spring equinox is going to bring some chaos if you keep on focusing on the negative, because that's where the energy is going. So your higher self, again, when we connect to the higher self to bring that peace, we can really focus on what our soul purpose is here. What ways are we hiding behind the things that we don't want to change? And if not, then Spirit's kind of giving us a warning card of saying, well, chaos will erupt, and chaos is also already happening for some of you guys because, Spirit already knows you're going to resist this. So it's like they're really giving you this little mini moment of like regenerating yourself and shifting. And this goes back to my saying that I always say, sometimes you have to burn all your ships to make new ones. You can't make an awesome, beautiful ship out of like a really crappy, like ratty old ship that you're like patching up and trying to like fix and such. It's not going to help, right? It's just gonna create chaos, because then you're gonna have a leak here, and then there's gonna be an issue with there's gonna be so many things wrong with it, instead of just being like, this ship has served me. Thank you so much. I'm ready to burn it, watch it burn, feel it burn, remember the memories, grieve about those moments I went all over and had so many journeys with the ship, and I'm going to make a new one. And this ship's going to be beautiful. It's going to be a yacht. It's going to have a beautiful space. What do you want on your ship? Do you want it to have a beautiful space where it's like there's 3 bedrooms? Is there a cool like lounge area? Do you have people that are helping you and supporting you? Are you bringing in that energy of like being loved and creating space for you? Right? So, this is all about the chaos of your ship starting to show you that it's about time. It's time to retire this. It's time to get rid of this. And it's time to go into a completely new energy. And it's also time to be realistic with yourself, because some of us are manifesting things that we really have to understand, are we doing the work towards this energy? Because again, we can want something so much, we can want to manifest something so much, and honestly, Spirit wants you to receive it. But if you are not in that alignment, if you're still holding on to your old world, if you're not shifting and listening to those numbers and these signs, then Spirit can only help you as far as you're able to help ourselves. Spirit will only help you if you're going to ask them and say, hey, we need some support. We need some community. we need some help. I'm like, I know where I want to go. I just need a little nudge here. And sometimes they'll make us kind of go through things to expand and to learn, which I learned that. And it's important to go through that as well. So the next thing you need to know about this March spring equinox on March 20th to 21st, 2022, is that the best time to do shadow work is 3 days before and 3 days after. So for all of you that need to clean up your house, take out the clothes that don't fit you, that are triggering you, it's time to go through them and get rid of them. Let's talk about that. Um, it's time for you to finally have that chat with your friends that you don't feel aligned with and say, hey, like, I just think we have separated and we're just not the same. It's finally time for you to stop sleeping in on your alarm clock if you really want to wake up earlier and change your routine. It's time to have like a time limit on your phone so you're not scrolling on social media before you go to bed. It's time to have that conversation with your partner on the changes you have and how certain things are just not a priority anymore for you and seeing where that grows. It's time for you to actually plan out what your business you want to create and not be scared of it and waiting for it to happen instead of actually doing it. It's there's a lot of things that I can share. I can go on, but Spirit's just saying, stop it. It's time for us to really come into the spring and joy, because that's what spring equinox is about. It's about getting excited again after being in this energy of a lot of tense emotions. And after the spring equinox, things start to go a little bit better. So we need to we're strong. We can get through it together. This is why I'm doing this live. We're going to get through this together. I know some of you are not sleeping well. I know some of you are feeling like you're waking up in different times in the morning. Your energy feels off. You feel really, really tired. You feel like outbursts of emotions and you don't know why. I fully see you. I feel and I see you. So just know that right now is the perfect time for us to do a little bit of shadow work, because we're in that window of Virgo full moon, but we're also in that window of the March spring equinox. So really focusing on, joy and releasing perfectionism, joy and happiness and releasing procrastination of avoiding change. Like, we're balancing those spaces for us, okay? So I really want you to do that. It's going to help you so much. I got a message the other day of, Shika, how many times should you do shadow work? I just did a video and someone was asking that. And to be honest, like, do shadow work is it's dependent on you. So when someone asks me that question, I know that they need to have a relationship with their shadow, of knowing like when something's coming up, when something's triggering. I think that's super, super important. So I think that's huge. I'm happy I'm seeing you guys as I preach this, and the angel numbers are coming up for you guys. And like I said, most of these angel numbers I have videos on, so you can go check that out. But yeah, this is it's huge. It's very important for us to really listen to that. Haven't been able to join the Zoom calls on Citrine Vortex work around time, and the call starts. We have all the recordings, and that's another thing too. If you are interested, a lot of people don't know, but I do have programs and courses. So that's all down below. You can check that out if you're interested, as well as one-on-one mentoring. I do have that, and I have this big surprise actually, very surprise. That totally makes sense. Big surprise for you guys on my next video that's happening on Monday. So Monday's video is going to be really powerful, and it's going to be an opportunity for you to heal some things that have come into the season and to expand and to be in that energy of excitement and joy and playfulness. And I'm really excited. I think it's going to be really helpful for a lot of you. And again, if that's something that you're interested in, let me know. And I do have a couple spots left for my one-on-one. So if that's something you're interested in, you can check that out. Let's go into the last thing you need to know about this March spring equinox. So find new practices and ways to motivate yourself. I've been kind of saying it again and again and again, but I'm going to say it here again. Find new ways to motivate yourself. Because, doing something and forcing yourself to wake up and to meditate and do the same meditation and to do the same thing and work with the same, shadow work prompts and all of that, it's just not going to help if you're not feeling connected. There's a difference between commitment to create a new habit and absolutely no interest and don't want to go into that space. And that's why um, I really got into the space of healing and spirituality, is because for me, growing up, religion was a very vague space. And personally, I know everyone on this channel are different belief systems and whatnot. And for me, my grandmother was really religious. My parents were very liberal. So it was really hard. I would get in trouble for asking questions about the divine, about universe, about source, and things like that. So when I got into healing and my gifts, it just made me really a beautiful relationship for me to just really connect directly to source, and to understand that I do have that from a different rhetoric, from a different perspective. So I just wanted to share that because, when you go into the spiritual journey, and I know this will resonate with a lot of you, you're not here to force what doesn't resonate with you. You're here to connect with what is in alignment to your being and have that as a space of connection and create a relationship in whatever way feels good to you. Might be different for every person. It is different for every person. So just keeping that in mind. You are divinely guided. Thank you so much, Divinely Guided, for donating. I get sick and I get inspired. Yeah, 100%. Do I train Reiki? So I have a retreat. I've been getting this question a lot. Thanks for asking, Dimani. I have a new program that is coming up in next month, actually. So I'll be announcing it next month. And it's going to be a mixture of that. But I also have a retreat in October it's called the Awaken Healer Retreat. And this retreat specifically will be an attunement. So if that is something that you're interested in, if you would like to go to my retreats, I've been getting a lot of questions, you can email me and I can give you more information on attending my retreats. Right now, I might be able to squeeze one other person from my August retreat, but it's full. It's going to be happening in Peru. And then my other retreat is going to be in October. So yeah, and then this big announcement that's only going to have limited people that are going to be able to access it. I know it's going to fill very quickly. Is going to be next month, on your question on training. So yeah, stay tuned. Lots of good things. Happy birthday to all those who have it during the spring equinox or this weekend. Okay, so let's pull a card. Let's figure out motivation. Yes, time to go. Okay, Spirit is really, so we got 2 twos have been really following us since last month, eh? So we got the blessed. So count what you're grateful for and all the things you receive. Okay, so one thing that's coming up for me with this card is that a great practice to do during the spring equinox is a gratitude letter to yourself and writing down things that you're grateful for as well. So that is really important. 45 is also the number here. So letting go. It's time to let go. Time to go. Time to go with these old practices. Time to get rid of them as soon as possible, because right now it's not giving you anything if you're not connected to your practices. So this is practice not only spiritually, but wellness practices and practices with your routine. One of my biggest teachers always told me, from the day we wake up all the way moving forward, we are in this energy of ceremony. Like everything we do from that moment is ceremonial to ourselves and ceremonial in our space. So create that manner of everything is ceremony. Everything is a practice of ceremony for me. Everything I do has intentionality in it. And if it doesn't, then it's not going to be in alignment, or it won't be something that I take into a conscious awareness of, like eating your breakfast, anything that you do. So this is also talking about ending. So completion of walking away from something because there is something else that is a better learning experience. We're going back to that teacher card that we had at the beginning, at the bottom of the piles of cards I have, the teacher card. And this card is coming together. So it's all about taking what you learned and shedding what no longer serves you. We can create change. And that's why I said the missing aspect. It's okay to miss things. It's okay to reflect and be nostalgic on certain things. But at the same time, we need to walk away when it's not serving us and it's time to go. So we're getting some endings that are happening, and they're going to be very strong during this spring equinox, especially collectively. There's a lot of fear being pushed into the collective energy right now. And I see this in the sense of this is an opportunity for you to say, are you going to wait for other people to call the shots for you, or are you going to just make the change? Even spirit, like when you're calling, connecting with spirit, like you are your conduit you're the relationship with your ancestors, with divine, with your angels, with your guides. Like you are that energy. So are you going to make that step, or are you going to just wait and be on the waiting pole for everything? So, whew, these cards, I'm just feeling it. I'm feeling the energy with all of that. Happy birthday, Dee, and all those as well. Yes, you do get a certificate as well after going to getting attuned. And you can research a little bit more about Reiki and just how that process works. There are usually 3 to 4 levels. And all of that. But again, like I said, if you want more information on that, you can just email me. Okay, so with that, I want to close with doing a drumming ceremony. It's going to be a drumming meditation, and we're just really going to tune into ourselves and breathing. So if you want to join me and close your eyes, it's going to be really grounding. Let me get my drum so we can tune. It's going to be a quick one. Okay, so we're just going to close down our eyes and take a deep breath in. Exhale out. Deep breath in. Exhale out. Deep breath in. Exhale out. And just relaxing yourself in the chair that you're in, the space that you're in, allowing yourself to fully relax here. And as you breathe, maybe just bringing your attention to the spaces that you feel a little bit of tension in, or maybe that are calling you to breathe in those spaces. Allowing your breath to breathe in the resistance in those areas of your body. Just breathing in through the nose, sounding and exhaling through the mouth. Deep breath in through the nose, sounding and exhaling through the mouth. And just continuing to breathe. And our intention through this meditation is to honor our changes and to allow ourselves to be open to receive what we want to bring in. But knowing that we have to empty out our vessel first to receive. So I really want you to just reflect connecting with your higher self, and we're going to just bring that attention to our third eye. So just breathing, and maybe allowing your eyes to rest as they're closed, right where your third eye is, activating that channel to the crown. And as you breathe here, just continuing to breathe. We're going to start the drumming ceremony, and you're just going to feel this energy of the drum. And staying with that breath, continuing to connect. Now we're going to honor what we're calling in during the spring equinox. We want to receive, we're willing to enter into the space. Trusting our higher self to show us what we're bringing, what we're honoring here. And just repeating to yourself, I receive the new beginnings. I trust my higher self. I honor my truth. I promise to commit to my new beginnings for me, for all parts of me. And I shed the old stories that no longer serve me and receive the lessons that it gives me in my soul. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Starting to breathe slowly back into your body, back into the space, bringing your hands to your heart. And just taking a deep breath here. Exhale out. Deep breath in. Exhale out. Just breathing into your center. Finding that center in between. And we thank all the directions, your ancestors and your lineage for being here in this journey, your angels. Thanking your higher self for guiding you, for loving you, for honoring you. Thank you for the grandmother moon, the sun, the father sky, and Pachamama for holding you, honoring you. And allow yourself to connect with nature as it guides you into the new beginnings, what you want to spring forward into your life, what you want to receive and be open to receive into your life. We thank you. We thank you. And when you are ready to slowly open your eyes. been using my drum for a lot of ceremonies lately, and it's been powerful. So I hope you enjoyed that meditation. I'd love to hear what that experience was for you, how you felt, what came through with the drum medicine. I'm going to end our time together with this affirmations. I actually made mine. I made mine. It's traditionally we've woven indigenous woven technique, and it's deer. It's a beautiful, powerful drum. It's not big. I think my next drum's coming soon, probably this year. I feel like she's coming, but I made mine. So yeah, I'm happy you guys are enjoying the meditation. So let's do one here. Ah, you guys are gonna love this card. Abundance. I am a limitless being. I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. I am a limitless being. I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. Write that down in the comment section with the number 888. Confirm that. Just honor that. Feel that energy. You are limitless. So when we change, when we shift, it's nothing's taken away from us. It's only taken away from us if we connect to it, if we feel like we're attached to it. So detaching is all about it for this energy right now during this equinox, during this energy space and this time. A few things I want to share with you guys. So if you haven't checked out the full moon in Virgo meditation and what you need to know, you can go check that out. I posted it for you guys. And also, if you can like this video and share with your friends, maybe come back to it. That's great for more people to find a community that they feel held. If you feel called to do more healing, I have my programs down below, my one-on-one, the Quartz Vortex, my retreat information, and I have a really exciting program that I'm going to be sharing with you guys, and it's going to be a very special opportunity that will only be for when I share the announcement. So lots of love, limitless beings, abundant souls. I hope you have a beautiful March spring equinox. And I hope this video was helpful for you. So I love you all so much. Bijous, thank you for hanging out with me. I needed this. My soul needed this. We needed this. And I'm so grateful for you. I'll see you in the next video. Bye, love. Love you all. Love you so much.